ordinary photos with dark secrets from the past. This is physicist Harold Agnew holding the nuclear core of the Fat Man atomic bomb, which was dropped on Nagasaki in 1945. The bomb ended up killing about 80,000 people, many of whom died from the long-term effects the bomb caused, like radiation illness and leukemia. These photos of Auschwitz staff enjoying pleasant days off always stick with me. They look like camp counselors, but their job is killing people in horrible ways, and they enjoyed it. Most probably took lives, not shortly before or after the photos were taken. This happy photo of the father and daughter was taken moments before the Omagh car bombing in 1998. The bomb placed by a group known as the Real IRA was in this red car and killed 29 people, including the photographer who took this photo. Both the father and daughter survived. This picture was taken of a group of survivors of the Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 crash in the Andes. They were eventually saved, but had to resort to cannibalism to survive. They are all smiling in the photo, but it becomes eerie when you see the human spine to the right of them in the picture. Now, have a look at the guy in the background, top left. Have a look what's in the background, top right. That's the tank man from the Tiananmen Square massacre. Thought to be student Wang Weilin, this photo was snapped minutes before the famous one was taken. Nobody knows what happened to Weilin. He may have been executed, he may still be in prison, he may have fled to another country. The circled man is serial killer Rodney Alcala. By the time of that appearance on the show, he had raped several women and murdered at least one. He won the game, but the woman never went on the date with him. You can imagine how relieved she is. Jewish children holding hands as they unknowingly walk to their deaths in the gas chambers at Auschwitz. John Lennon signed an autograph for his killer, Mark Chapman, just a few hours before the murder, and then asked him, "Is that all?" Chapman even had a gun on him at the time. This is a picture of First Lady Rosalind Carter in 1978 shaking hands with serial killer John Wayne Gacy, who was active in politics at the time. By that time, he had already killed over 20 young men. He's wearing an S on his lapel, which was given to him by the Secret Service to indicate that he'd been given security clearance. The picture was even signed, "To John Gacy, best wishes, Rosalind Carter." This is serial killer John Edward Robinson, holding baby Tiffany Stassi, whose mother he murdered the day before. He later gave baby Tiffany to his brother, saying she was adopted. His brother, along with Tiffany, didn't find out the truth for 15 years. Only 8 of his victims have been identified, and he's been on death row since 2000. This is the leading image on Franklin Delano Floyd. In actuality, the little girl is Floyd's stepdaughter, Suzanne Marie Savakis, who he'd kidnapped around 1974 when Suzanne was under 10 years old. He would go on to raise her as his daughter, putting her through high school under several pseudonyms, have a son with her in 1988, and marry her in 1989 under the name Tonia Hughes. By 1990, Suzanne had decided to leave Floyd and take her son, Michael, with her. In April of that year, she was found beaten and bruised on the side of a highway, and she subsequently died in the hospital. Michael went into foster care and was adopted, only to be kidnapped by Floyd in 1994 and to never be seen again. Taking a selfie, they all look so carefree, and then you see the bright light behind them and just want to yell at them to get out of the way of the train. Just a couple of astronauts posing in zero gravity, happy to have such an incredible opportunity, like astronauts often do. Meanwhile, they have no idea that their space shuttle is irreparably damaged and in fact will be dead in a few days during re-entry. It's the crew for Columbia, for those who don't know, whose tiles were damaged during the launch of the shuttle into space by foam. No one knew how bad the damage was until it disintegrated. 13 hours after the photograph was taken, on May 18, 1980, the volcano erupted and killed 57 people, including the volcanologist. This is the photo Kurt Diemberger took after his companion, the illustrious alpinist Hermann Buhl, fell into the abyss on the Himalayan mountain Chogalisa. Buhl was walking behind Diemberger and momentarily left the trail, after which he fell through an overhanging cornice. He remains in the ice.